Hello and welcome back to the Expensive Coins History channel, where we dive deep into the fascinating world of coins, currency, and hidden treasures you might just find in your pocket change. In today's video, we're taking an in-depth look at one of the most intriguing yet overlooked coins of the modern era, the 1998 no-mint Mark Abraham Lincoln 1-cent penny. We'll explore its rich history, the key varieties that collectors seek out, why some of these coins are worth far more than face value, and what you can expect in the current coin market in 2025. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist, a casual collector, or someone who just found a shiny penny in their change and got curious, stick around. This video may change the way you look at the humble 1-cent coin forever. Let's begin by stepping back into 1998. At the time, the Lincoln Memorial cent had already been in circulation for nearly 4 decades. First introduced in 1959 to replace the wheat penny design, the Lincoln Memorial reverse was created to honor the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It featured the iconic Lincoln Memorial building, with a tiny seated Lincoln visible through the columns, a subtle detail appreciated by many collectors. The obverse, or front of the coin, retained Victor David Brenner's original portrait of President Lincoln, which first appeared in 1909. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure, and it has remained essentially unchanged on the obverse to this day. The 1998 penny was struck in massive numbers. Billions of these coins were produced that year, particularly by the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally does not use a mint mark on its coins. Therefore, when you see a 1998 penny with no mint mark, it means it was produced in Philadelphia. The coin is made of a composition introduced in 1982, a zinc core plated with a thin layer of copper. This change was made in response to rising copper prices in the early 1980s. The weight of the coin is 2.5 grams, and it measures 19 millimeters in diameter. With such a large mintage, the 1998 penny may seem like just another common coin. But what lies beneath the surface is far more interesting, especially when we begin to examine its varieties and high-grade specimens. What truly sets the 1998 penny apart is the existence of a now famous variety, the wide AM reverse. To understand what that means, let's focus on a very specific detail on the reverse side of the coin, the word America. In most 1998 pennies, the letters A and M in America are printed very closely together, almost touching. This is what's referred to as the close AM variety, and it is the standard design for that year. However, a small number of 1998 pennies were mistakenly struck using a reverse die that was intended for proof coins. These dies featured a slightly different design, a noticeable gap between the letters A and M. This version is called the wide AM variety, and it is significantly rarer than the standard close AM. This design detail was not intended to be released into general circulation in 1998. The wide AM reverse was supposed to be reserved for proof coins only. However, a small number of business strike pennies with this reverse design found their way into circulation. Since then, collectors have been hunting them down, and demand has only grown. The wide AM variety can be identified with the naked eye if you know what to look for. The easiest way is to examine the space between the A and M in America. If there is a clear gap, you may have found something special. Another subtle clue is the position of the designer's initials, FG, for Frank Gasparo, which will appear slightly further away from the base of the Lincoln Memorial on the wide AM design. Now, let's talk about rarity. While the 1998 penny is one of the most common coins ever made in terms of sheer numbers, the wide AM variety is genuinely scarce. The United States Mint has never officially released data on how many of these varieties entered circulation, but experts and grading companies estimate that the number is relatively low compared to the overall mintage. This has created a unique dynamic in the collector market. Most 1998 pennies will never be worth more than face value. But if you find a wide AM variety, especially in uncirculated condition, its value can be significantly higher. Adding to its allure is the fact that this is not the only year when such a mistake occurred. Similar wide AM varieties exist for 1999 and 2000, but the 1998 example remains one of the most sought after due to being the first in this accidental series and because it's the hardest to find in high mint state condition. Condition is critical when it comes to value. A wide AM penny that has been circulated and shows signs of wear may be worth only a small premium. But a coin that is uncirculated, with brilliant luster and sharp details, can be worth exponentially more. So, what is the value of a 1998 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny in today's market in 2025? 1. Common circulated 1998 pennies, close AM. If your 1998 penny has seen years of use and is the standard close AM variety, it is worth 1 cent. There are billions of these coins in existence, and even uncirculated examples of the common type are only modestly collectible. 2. Uncirculated common varieties. A common 1998 penny in mint state, specifically MS65 red, which is the standard entry point for uncirculated coins, might fetch anywhere from 25 cents to 50 cents from a collector or dealer. As the grade increases to MS66 or MS67, the value can rise to a few dollars. However, this is only true if the coin exhibits full red color, minimal contact marks, and excellent eye appeal. 3. Wide AM variety, circulated. A 1998 wide AM penny that has been in circulation but remains in decent condition can be worth between $10 and $30, depending on wear and eye appeal. Collectors will pay a premium even for lightly circulated examples because of the scarcity of this variety. 4. Wide AM variety, uncirculated. This is where the values really begin to climb. An uncirculated 1998 wide AM penny in MS65 red can command anywhere from $50 to $100 or more. Coins graded MS66 and MS67 by reputable grading companies can reach values of several $100s. 5. High-grade and top population coins. The most valuable examples of the 1998 penny are those that have achieved extremely high grades, such as MS68 red or higher. These coins are rare, not just because of the variety but because they have survived in pristine condition for over 2 decades. At these upper levels, prices can exceed $1,000, and in some cases, reach several thousand, especially if the coin is a wide AM variety with perfect strike, full luster, and certified by a top-tier grading company. Auction records have shown that coins of this caliber are highly competitive, especially when they appear with high-grade population reports showing only a handful of known specimens. Section 5. What to look for and final tips, if you want to find a valuable 1998 penny. Here's what to look for. Start by checking the reverse for the wide AM variety. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to inspect the spacing between the A and M in America. Examine the coin's condition. The fewer nicks, scratches, and signs of wear, the better. Bright red luster is preferred over brown or dull copper tones. Consider sending the coin to a professional grading service if you suspect it may be a high-grade or wide AM example. The best part is that these coins are still out there. You may find one in pocket change, a jar of coins in your house, or in a roll of pennies from the bank. It's one of the few U.S. coins where modern collectors still have the thrill of the hunt. The 1998 no-mint Mark Lincoln penny is a perfect example of why coin collecting remains such a rewarding hobby. It teaches history, sharpens your eye for detail, and occasionally, surprises you with a treasure hiding in plain sight. Whether you're collecting for profit, passion, or the sheer joy of discovery, keep your eyes open, because every coin has a story, and some stories are worth far more than 1 cent. The 1990 no-mint mark Lincoln 1-cent penny. At first glance, it may seem like just another penny. But this particular coin holds a remarkable story involving a unique minting anomaly, collector demand, and rising values in the 2025 coin market. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual enthusiast checking your change jar, this video will give you a complete breakdown of what makes this small coin so valuable. So grab your magnifying glass, and let's examine the mystery, the rarity, and the true worth of the 1990 no-mint mark Lincoln cent. To understand why this coin is so special, we need to take a step back into history. The Lincoln cent has been in circulation since 1909, originally minted to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Over the decades, it evolved in design, but the portrait of Lincoln on the obverse remained constant, making it one of the most enduring coin designs in American history. By 1990, the Lincoln Memorial reverse design had already been in use for over 30 years, having been introduced in 1959 to replace the earlier wheat ear design. These coins were struck at various mints across the United States, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Generally, coins from Philadelphia bore no mint mark, while Denver coins carried a D, and proof coins from San Francisco carried an S. However, 1990 brought an unusual twist, a twist that would create one of the rarest and most sought-after modern pennies of all time. The vast majority of Lincoln cents struck in 1990 at the Philadelphia Mint do not have a mint mark. This was standard for Philadelphia minted coins for many years. These regular circulation pennies are common, with billions produced, and in typical circulated condition, they are worth only face value, but there exists a very special version of this penny, the 1990 no-S proof Lincoln cent. This is not a coin that was intended for circulation. Rather, it was part of a special proof set minted in San Francisco, which, under normal circumstances, would bear the S mint mark to signify its origin and its superior strike quality. A small number of these proof cents, however, were accidentally struck using a die that lacked the S mint mark. The result was a proof coin, with mirror-like fields and frosted devices, that appeared to have been struck in Philadelphia, a serious minting error, considering all proof cents from San Francisco should include the S. This accidental omission created one of the rarest proof coin varieties in modern U.S. history. When we talk about coin rarity, we often refer to the total number of surviving examples, the number of coins minted, and the frequency with which they appear at auction. In the case of the 1990 no-S proof Lincoln cent, the numbers are exceptionally low. It is estimated that fewer than 200 examples of this coin exist, making it an extreme rarity. These coins were likely released unintentionally in 1990 proof sets before the error was discovered. Once the mistake was noticed, the U.S. Mint quickly corrected the issue, but by then, several sets had already made it into the hands of collectors. Unlike many other error coins, this was not a dramatic visual blunder, it was a subtle but critical omission. A trained eye and knowledge of what to look for are essential in identifying a true 1990 no-S proof penny. So how do you know if you have the rare version? First, the coin must be a proof, not a circulation strike. Proof coins are made using polished dies and specially treated planchets. They have a mirror-like finish on the background and frosted, raised details on Lincoln's portrait and the Lincoln Memorial. Second, there should be no mint mark under the year 1990. Remember, all 1990 proof pennies should have an S under the date, indicating they were made in San Francisco. If your proof penny lacks this mint mark, then you may be holding something extraordinary. Third, condition is everything. Most valuable coins are in pristine, untouched condition, often referred to as PR 69 or PR 70 on the numismatic grading scale. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. If you suspect you have one of these coins, it is strongly recommended that you submit it to a professional grading service for authentication and appraisal. Now let's talk numbers. What is the 1990 no mint mark Lincoln cent actually worth in today's market? In 2025, the coin collecting market has seen increased interest in rare modern coins, thanks in part to online auctions, social media, and greater accessibility to numismatic education. As a result, the value of rare coins like the 1990 no-s proof Lincoln cent has surged. Depending on the condition, these coins can range in value from several $1,000s for mid-grade proofs, up to tens of thousands of dollars for coins graded PR 69. The highest grade known, PR 70 Deep Cameo, has been known to fetch over $25,000 at major auctions. In certain cases where demand outpaces supply, values can spike even higher. Compare that to the regular 1990 Philadelphia penny, which in uncirculated condition is typically worth between 10 cents and a few dollars, and it becomes clear just how extreme the value difference really is. Even high-grade examples of regular 1990 pennies, such as MS 68 Red, can bring in around $50 to $150, but they are still nowhere near the level of their proof counterparts. The Denver version with the D mint mark follows a similar pattern. Proof coins from San Francisco with the proper S mint mark usually hold modest value, ranging from a few dollars up to $20 depending on condition. But the no-s era remains in a category of its own. As we look toward the future of numismatics, the market for era coins and modern rarities continues to strengthen. Collectors are increasingly drawn to coins that combine scarcity, visual appeal, and a compelling backstory, and the 1990 no mint mark Lincoln proof cent checks all those boxes. The coin is especially appealing because it's a relatively recent issue, making it accessible and familiar to a broader audience. It also offers a sense of treasure hunting excitement, since many of these era coins could still be sitting unnoticed in old proof sets stored away in attics and coin albums. Given the low survival rate and increasing demand, it is likely that prices for these coins will continue to rise, particularly for top-graded specimens. For new collectors, now may be one of the last chances to obtain this coin before prices escalate further in coming years. If you're hunting for the 1990 no mint mark Lincoln cent, here are a few tips to keep in mind. Always examine your proof sets carefully, especially those from 1990. Look under the date and check for the presence or absence of the S mint mark. Understand the difference between a regular strike and a proof coin. Just because a coin lacks a mint mark doesn't make it valuable. It must also have the telltale characteristics of a proof. Get suspicious coins authenticated by a reputable grading company. Without proper verification, you won't be able to sell the coin at full market value. Avoid altered or counterfeit coins. Some people file off the S mint mark to deceive buyers. Professional grading eliminates this risk. Stay informed. Coin values change based on trends, auction results, and collector interest. Always keep up with current market data and sales reports. The 1990 no mint mark Lincoln cent is more than just a penny. It's a symbol of how small errors can lead to big discoveries. In a world where billions of coins are struck each year, only a tiny fraction go on to become legends. If you ever find one of these rare proof cents, you might just be holding a piece of numismatic history, and a valuable one at that. The 1993 no mint mark Lincoln Memorial Penny. Whether you stumbled across this coin in your change jar or found it in an old coin roll, this humble 1-cent piece might be worth more than just a penny, under the right circumstances. Let's unravel the full story behind this coin, from its origins and design, to its minting statistics, collector appeal, grading nuances, and potential market value in the year 2025. Prepare for a masterclass in numismatics. The Lincoln cent has been a cornerstone of American coinage since 1909, introduced to commemorate the centennial of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed initially by Victor David Brenner, the coin featured Lincoln's bust on the obverse, making it the first regular-issue U.S. coin to depict a real person. In 1959, the reverse design was updated to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, replacing the wheat stalks with the Lincoln Memorial. This design remained in use through 2008, making the 1993 penny part of this long-standing memorial cent era. The 1993 Lincoln penny features the classic bust of President Lincoln facing right, with the word "Liberty" to his left and the date, 1993, to his right. Above his head, the motto, "In God We Trust," arcs across the coin. On the reverse side, the Lincoln Memorial stands proudly at the center, framed by the inscriptions "United States of America" and "E Pluribus Unum" at the top, and 1 cent at the bottom. This particular coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Unlike the Denver or San Francisco mints, which use the D and S mint marks respectively, coins minted in Philadelphia during this era typically bear no mint mark at all. Therefore, when you see a 1993 penny with no mint mark, you are simply looking at a coin produced in Philadelphia. In 1993, the U.S. Mint struck billions of Lincoln cents, a number so large that these coins remain incredibly common in circulation today. The composition of the penny, following the changes made in 1982, consists of a zinc core with a thin copper plating, giving it the classic reddish appearance that collectors refer to as red when grading uncirculated examples. With billions of coins minted, one might assume there's nothing rare about the 1993 no mint mark penny. In general, this assumption holds true. In circulated condition, this coin is extremely common and holds little value beyond its face. However, as with any widely struck coin, rarity emerges not in the general issue but in specific conditions and varieties. Some rare examples of 1993 pennies include off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, and plating bubbles. These errors, while not exclusive to this year, occasionally slip through the rigorous quality control process of the U.S. Mint. In rare cases, such errors can elevate a penny's value significantly, especially if the error is dramatic and the coin is in high grade. Additionally, condition rarity plays a key role. Coins graded mint state 67 or higher are extremely difficult to find for a coin of this era. This is largely due to the nature of the zinc core, which makes the coin more prone to spotting, corrosion, and surface imperfections over time. Therefore, even though the coin was minted in enormous numbers, pristine examples are considerably scarce. When evaluating the potential worth of a 1993 no mint mark Lincoln penny, the coin's condition is paramount. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with mint state 60 to 70 representing uncirculated specimens. Collectors pay a premium for coins that exhibit full original luster, minimal contact marks, and vibrant copper-red coloration. In the grading world, color designations matter. Lincoln cents are typically categorized as red, red-brown, or brown, depending on how much of the original mint color remains. Red coins, those that retain over 95% of their original copper color, are considered the most desirable. Red-brown and brown coins, though still collectible, tend to be less valuable. Only a limited number of 1993 no mint mark pennies have been certified in MS 68 and above, making such high-grade specimens rare despite the coin's overall commonality. These are the coins that command attention in the collector market. As of the year 2025, the vast majority of 1993 no mint mark Lincoln pennies remain in everyday circulation and hold a market value of just 1 cent. However, things change dramatically when we examine coins in uncirculated or certified high-grade condition. In mint state 63 to 65, these coins may fetch between a few cents to a couple of dollars, depending on eye appeal and copper coloration. Coins in mint state 66 and above begin to attract more serious attention from collectors and investors. At this level, Values range from several dollars up to around $50 for exceptionally well-preserved pieces. The real standout, however, lies in coins graded mint state 68 or mint state 69 with full red color. These are the rarest of the rare for this issue. In recent years, such coins have achieved auction prices in the high hundreds or even thousands of dollars. While not every coin will command this level of value, those that do have the right combination of grade, luster, and visual appeal can indeed be worth a small fortune. It's important to note that the market in 2025 continues to show strong interest in modern high-grade coins, especially those with impeccable strike quality and vibrant color. With third-party grading services like PCGS and NGC maintaining strict standards, certification has become a must for coins at the highest end of the value spectrum. So what should you do if you come across a 1993 Lincoln penny with no mint mark? If it's heavily circulated, dark brown, or visibly worn, its value is likely just 1 cent, perfectly fine for spending or saving in bulk. But if you find a coin that appears to be in excellent condition, perhaps one that looks brand new, with radiant luster and zero wear, take a closer look. Use a magnifier, examine the details, and consider having the coin graded by a professional service if you believe it has investment potential. Remember, it's not the year alone that makes a coin valuable, it's the combination of rarity, condition, eye appeal, and collector demand. The 1993 no-mint mark Lincoln penny stands as a reminder that even in the most common of places, our pockets, our drawers, our change jars, small treasures can be found. While most of these coins will never be worth more than a cent, the rare few that have survived in exceptional condition represent a fascinating intersection of history, craftsmanship, and chance. Keep your eyes open. Check your change. And remember that the world of numismatics rewards curiosity, patience, and a keen eye for detail. The 1992 D. Lincoln Memorial Cent. Though it might appear to be just another ordinary penny at first glance, there is far more to this coin than meets the eye. Within this particular issue lies a subtle yet powerful variety known to collectors as the close AM, a small design detail that transforms a 1-cent coin into a treasure worth thousands of dollars. So, whether you're a seasoned collector, an aspiring coin hunter, or simply curious about the hidden gems in your spare change, this video is for you. Let's explore the full story behind the 1992 D. Lincoln penny, its design, its place in history, how to identify its rare variety, and what it's worth. In today's market. To understand the importance of the 1992 D. Lincoln penny, we must begin with a bit of history. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. It marked a turning point in American coinage, being the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Previous coins typically showcased allegorical figures such as Liberty. The original design featured Lincoln's bust on the obverse, and 2 wheat ears on the reverse. This wheat cent design lasted until 1958. In 1959, to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth, the reverse was changed to the Lincoln Memorial. That memorial reverse would remain in use until 2008. Now fast forward to the year 1992. The U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies annually to meet the country's circulation demand. The Denver Mint, denoted by the D. Mint mark, struck over 4 billion pennies that year. Most of these coins are common, easily found in circulation even today. However, amidst those billions, an incredibly rare error slipped through the cracks, a subtle die variety that would not be fully recognized by collectors until many years later. The obverse of the 1992 D. penny features the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner. Above Lincoln's head are the words, "In God We Trust." To the left, the word "Liberty" appears. To the right, the year 1992 is stamped, with the D. Mint mark directly below it. indicating production at the Denver Mint. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stands centered, with the inscriptions United States of America arched across the top, and E Pluribus Unum just above the building. The denomination 1 cent is inscribed along the bottom edge. Now, for most 1992 D pennies, this reverse design features what is called a wide AM. That means there is a clear, noticeable space between the letters A and M in the word America. This spacing was standard for the reverse dies used in the years leading up to 1993. However, in rare cases, the Mint mistakenly used a reverse die intended for 1993 production, resulting in a 1992 D penny with a close AM design, where the letters A and M are much closer together, nearly touching. This subtle difference is nearly invisible to the untrained eye, but it represents a major distinction that defines rarity and value in this coin. Let's take a closer look at what makes the close AM variety so special. In 1993, the United States Mint began using a new reverse design for Lincoln cents. This new design featured a tighter, more refined letter spacing. Most notably, the A and M in America were positioned very close together. That design was never intended for use in 1992. However, due to a die mix-up at the Mint, a very small number of 1992 pennies, both from the Philadelphia and Denver mints, were struck using this 1993 reverse die. The result? An extremely rare transitional variety known as the 1992 D close AM. Lincoln cent collectors did not immediately discover this variety. It wasn't until years later that vigilant numismatists began spotting the difference. Since then, very few examples have been found, only a handful have been certified by professional grading companies. This tiny design variation, just a matter of millimeters, creates a stark divide in the market. While a typical 1992 D penny might be worth just 1 cent, the rare close AM variety can fetch thousands of dollars depending on its condition. So, how can you identify whether you have a 1992 D close AM penny? Start by examining the reverse of the coin. Focus on the word America. Look closely at the spacing between the A and M. If there is a clear gap between them, you have the common wide AM. If the letters are very close together, nearly touching, you may have found a close AM. Additionally, observe the designer's initials, FG, located to the right of the Lincoln Memorial. On close AM varieties, these initials are often farther from the base of the building, another subtle clue to help confirm the variety. Due to the fine details involved, it's highly recommended to use a 10x magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Lighting is also important. Natural light or LED lighting can help bring out the contrast between the letters. If you suspect you found a close AM, the next step is professional authentication. Send the coin to a reputable grading service, such as PCGS or NGC, for verification. A certified close AM will not only confirm the coin's authenticity, but also assign a grade that can significantly affect its market value. Now let's discuss value. What is the 1992 D close AM penny worth in today's market? As of 2025, interest in modern coin varieties continues to grow, and the 1992 D close AM remains one of the most sought-after Lincoln cent rarities. For coins in average circulated condition, the close AM variety can command several $100s. In better grades, such as Mint State 60 or above, the value climbs into the thousands. Uncirculated specimens, especially those with strong red color and minimal marks, are considered premium collectibles. These coins can sell for anywhere between $2,500 and $10,000, depending on eye appeal, luster, and overall quality. In the highest condition tiers, such as MS65 red or higher, the coin becomes exceedingly rare, and auction prices have reached well over $10,000 in past years. Because so few examples are known, prices are heavily influenced by market demand and collector enthusiasm. Even coins that are not in perfect shape can achieve impressive prices simply due to their rarity. Unlike many modern varieties, the 1992 D-AM is not just rare, it is exceptionally rare, with fewer than a few dozen confirmed examples known to exist. The story of the 1992 D-AM penny is a perfect example of how a tiny design difference can lead to massive value. It also serves as a reminder that even the most ordinary-looking coins can hold extraordinary secrets. If you're a coin collector or simply someone who enjoys hunting through pocket change, be sure to keep an eye out for this rare gem. Always examine the spacing on your Lincoln cents from 1992, and remember, both the Philadelphia and Denver mints have known close-am varieties. In a world of billions of coins, finding just one of these rarities is a numismatic dream come true. And that dream could start with just one penny in your hand. The 1997 D. Lincoln Memorial Penny. At first glance, it's just another copper-plated coin from the late 90s. But under the right circumstances, this humble cent can be worth hundreds, thousands, and in incredibly rare cases, even more. In this video, we will explore every detail, from its historical background and minting process, to what makes certain examples incredibly valuable in today's market. The 1997 D. Lincoln penny is part of the long-running Lincoln Memorial series, which was introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1997, the Lincoln cent had already been a staple of American currency for nearly 90 years. Minted at the Denver Mint, the D mint mark appears just beneath the date on the obverse side of the coin. Over 4.5 billion of these coins were struck in 1997 alone, making it one of the most mass-produced coins in American history. The obverse features the iconic bust of President Lincoln, originally designed by Victor David Brenner, while the reverse showcases the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo, both enduring designs that have been etched into American memory. Composed of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating, the 1997 D penny follows the post-1982 composition change when the U.S. Mint transitioned away from nearly pure copper due to rising metal costs. Each coin weighs approximately 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. Despite its small size, this coin carries a legacy, and for sharp-eyed collectors, potentially a small fortune. Let's start with the basics. The vast majority of 1997 D. Lincoln pennies found in circulation are worth exactly 1 cent. These coins have seen years of wear and tear, and in their average, circulated condition, they hold no numismatic premium. They're abundant, common, and easily accessible, which makes sense given the billions that were minted. However, things begin to change when we move into coins that have never been circulated, those that are in brilliant uncirculated condition or have been professionally graded. In mint state, meaning the coin shows no signs of wear and retains its original mint luster, the 1997 D. Lincoln penny begins to fetch modest premiums. A coin graded MS-60 might be worth $1 or less, while an example in MS-65, which is a higher quality uncirculated coin, might sell for a few dollars to dedicated collectors. But the real value emerges at the highest ends of the grading scale. Coins that grade MS-67, MS-68, or even higher are rare. These coins display near-perfect strike, blazing red surfaces, and virtually no marks under magnification. Collectors are willing to pay premium prices to secure such high-end examples. Some of these top-grade coins have fetched hundreds of dollars at auction. Why? Because with billions minted, finding a flawless example becomes exceedingly difficult. Condition rarity is key. Now let's get to the part that turns ordinary pocket change into a potential goldmine: errors and varieties. Error coins are created when something goes wrong during the minting process, and some of these mishaps are so rare that they become prized possessions. One of the most notable varieties associated with the 1997 D. Lincoln penny is a double die error, specifically a doubled ear on Lincoln's bust. Under magnification, Lincoln's earlobe appears to be duplicated, creating a shadow-like effect. This type of dramatic doubling is not common and is classified as a major mint error. In some cases, this particular double die error has been discovered on 1997 D coins in high mint state. Due to the extreme rarity and visual impact of the doubling, these coins have sold for staggering amounts, even reaching six-figure or seven-figure territory at high grades. Other rare but lesser-known errors include off-center strikes, broad strikes, die caps, and coins struck on foreign planchets. Each of these anomalies, if authenticated, can significantly increase the coin's value, sometimes exponentially. So, what makes one 1997 D penny worth just a cent, and another worth thousands or even more? It all comes down to 5 major factors. 1. Condition: the higher the grade, the higher the value. Coins with a deep red luster and no visible flaws are the most desirable. 2. Rarity: while common in general, rare varieties, like the double die, are exceptionally scarce. 3. Eye appeal: coins that are visually striking, well struck, and brightly colored tend to command higher premiums. 4. Market demand: popular varieties and top-grade specimens attract strong interest from collectors. 5. Authentication: certified coins from reputable grading companies such as PCGS or NGC offer buyers confidence and can multiply the coin's value. If you think you may have a valuable 1997 D. Lincoln penny, here's what you should do: start with a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. Inspect Lincoln's ear for doubling, and check the coin's surface for any unusual features or errors. Examine the color. A brilliant red color indicates higher preservation and typically higher grade. Look for sharp details in Lincoln's hair, coat, and the Lincoln memorial on the reverse stud. If the coin appears uncirculated and potentially rare, consider sending it to a third-party grading service. Finally, compare your coin to photos of known errors and high-grade examples. As of 2025, the market for modern coin errors and high-grade specimens remains strong. Collectors continue to seek out rare and visually appealing coins, especially those from the late 20th century which are aging into new levels of collectability. High-grade 1997 D pennies in MS 68 and above continue to fetch hundreds of dollars. Rare error varieties, especially certified double dies, have seen dramatic increases in value, some skyrocketing past the six-figure mark in recent auctions. Even coins in the mid-tier grades have seen upward momentum, particularly for verified errors. So, the next time you're sorting through your change jar or flipping through a roll of pennies, take a second look. That 1997 D penny in your hand might not just be pocket change. It could be a hidden treasure, one that, under the right conditions, might be worth hundreds, thousands, or more. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more videos on rare coins, grading secrets, and hidden gems in modern change, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep collecting, stay curious, and happy hunting.